press here. Settle down.
Big amount of pressure.
Good by 5.
The move of the race so far.
I mean, come on, man.
Bring it on, buddy. Side to side, check it.
Every year, the NASCAR season kicks off at the high banks of Daytona and the Daytona 500, the biggest race of the year. If you want to end up in the Hall of Fame, this race needs to be on your resume. But in 2022, it was a rookie driving for the famed Team Penske, and Roger Penske took his Ford to victory lane. To see how that feat was accomplished, I think we really need to look back at the lessons learned a year earlier in 2021. Every year, every offseason, organizations work the entire winter to have a chance to win the Daytona 500. Team Penske finds itself first and third in the closing laps. As they take the white flag, Team Penske first and second coming off from turn 2. Less than 2 miles from a checkered flag in the Great American Race. Brad Keselowski has a plan. He is going to meticulously back up to the 34. You just can't step on the brake. You just can't lift off the gas. Look, he gives up a foot about every couple hundred feet, backing up, backing up, backing up, forcing Michael McDowell to shove this 2 of Brad Keselowski at 3, 4, 5 miles an hour faster than the leaders. This is the moment. A huge push by McDowell. Brad has no choice. He's either literally going to run the 22 over or move left. Brad Keselowski moves left. Logano blocks. They both wreck. Michael McDowell from third wins the race.
Horrific crash on the final lap of the Daytona 500.
McDowell wins.
What a mile earlier looked like a guaranteed win for Roger Penske in the Great American Race now is crumpled up and on fire in turn 3. Their chance of winning, gone. A year later, 2022 Daytona 500, same team, same owner, 2 different drivers. Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric are at the front of the Daytona 500. So unlike a year earlier when it was a longer green flag run of single file racing, in 2022 it was going to be determined in NASCAR overtime. A green, white, checkered finish. 2 laps to determine the winner. Penske cars running first and second, Austin Cindric leading at the time of caution. In the NASCAR rulebook at the super speedways, you don't have the option to choose. The only one who can choose the bottom or the top is the leader, Austin Cindric. And over the radio instantly, you hear Austin Cindric's anguish. What lane should he choose? What lane would give Cindric a chance to win the Daytona 500?
I think our best bet would honestly restart on the top and Blaney let us down.
If you can talk them into that, go for it. I mean, you pretty much got to do the switch. You're right. If they're good with that, that's the play.
They're good with it.
Be 1 to go at the line, 2's going to take top and do the switch.
A year ago, Ryan Blaney was part of this organization. He was in those meetings. He won at Daytona in August. He knows how disappointed Roger Penske was losing last year.
Remember everything from earlier in the week. I know we want to win, but we also want the captain to win. Yeah, I got it.
Remember, a rookie, Austin Cindric wasn't around in the Cup Series a year earlier. And he's a bit surprised by Blaney's suggestion and willingness to work with him.
Yeah, Ryan's the one that suggested it in order for it to work out for one of us in the end.
Copy. I trust him.
A deal was made, and on the restart, executed to perfection.
Green-white checker to end the Daytona 500. Cindric will pull down right in front of his teammate Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney purposely doesn't get the best restart. Austin Cindric easily clears the bottom lane. He goes to the bottom. So that part of the plan executed perfectly. But now it's still a race. 5 miles. There's not much Blaney does here. Wide open around the bottom. There's really not a lot for Cindric to do. They stick together. It's clear to me that Cindric wants to stay in front of his teammate because over the next really lap and a half, the pressure on the outside is pretty intense.
Outside, outside. Blaney's still on. Blaney's still on. Separated. You're clear. Blaney's not. You're clear. Blaney's not.
Ryan Blaney wants to hear clear highs so bad. He wants to clear Brad Keselowski coming to the white. He can't. And therefore, once again, no options for Ryan Blaney. 4 rows or 2 wide behind Cindric. Right here, I thought Cindric would go up and try to block the top. He doesn't. He stays committed to Ryan Blaney on the bottom. This ends up working out because right here on the backstretch, Blaney actually loses a little momentum, pushes him back to the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Why this is concerning, because now the 6 gets all the way to the outside, the momentum shifts. The 2 gets shoved out, and now really it's a drag race for second, or so we all think. It all changes when the top breaks apart And right here, it's decision time. Bubba Wallace pushes his good friend Ryan Blaney. Blaney up, Cindric blocks, they make contact, but Cindric leaves a lane, almost gives up to win to Bubba Wallace. He has to come down and block him. Cindric to victory lane.
Inside, 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 checkered, yes.
I think Roger Penske had made it known that he expected his drivers to work a little better together. I don't think the move that Austin Cindric made breaks that confidence.
Just doing him, top of 3. Yep, coming, staying it. Keep it up the wall, keep it check up.
And I totally agree with what Ryan Blaney suggested, and the execution was flawless.
Coming up checkered. Blaney's not clear, he's clear. Half up, don't get baited, half to the bottom, half to the bottom.
Yes! I love you guys!
It's clear to me the disappointment and lessons learned in 2021 with the accident in the Daytona 500 were applied in 2022. Those lessons allowed a rookie, Austin Cindric, to go to victory lane. Should he have blocked Blaney? Should they have worked together on the restart? Well, you, the race fan, can debate that. This is the 2022 Daytona 500 in reverse.